everyone, and welcome back to my subscribers. If you're not already a subscriber, I'll put a link here for you. Today I want to talk about shooting bowling pin matches. The bowling pin matches are a pretty fun match. If you get the chance, go for it. What you're going to do is you're going to shoot anywhere from 5 to 6 bowling pins on a table about 15 to 10 yards away. The bowling pins are going to be set at the front of the table, and you have to clear them off the table. Knocking them over doesn't count. You have to get them off the table. So I recommend a 45 or a 40. I prefer the 45. A 9mm like the Beretta that I used to shoot for bowling pins is just not going to knock them off the table nice enough, fast enough, if you will. You can usually mow them down faster than everybody else, but they usually fall down on the side. Then you have to clear them off the table with another magazine. But going back to the rules of bowling pins, they're going to vary from club to club or event to event, but typically it'll be about 5 to 6 pins on the table, and then you're typically limited to 6 rounds in your magazine if you're shooting an autoloader. And the reason that is because it's going to level the playing field with the revolver guys. So if someone is shooting a revolver, they're only going to have 6. So you're going to have 6 and 6 because it's going to be man on man. It's double elimination typically. So you both are going to start at the same time, raise your guns up, and whoever can knock the pins off the table first gets to advance to the next bracket. So I'm going to give you a few tips for the autoloader, not the revolver here. So at the start position for the bowling pin matches, it's usually at the 45 degrees, the low ready, which is 45 degrees from my body, or at the base of the table, depending on the rules that you're playing at. So what you want to do is you're going to start with the gun cocked and locked. When the buzzer goes off, raise up, get your sight picture on one of the pins. I like to shoot left to right because I read left to right. So take that first shot at the first pin and move on to the next. Don't worry if you missed it. Just keep going, one shot at each pin while moving. The reason is if you miss the first one and you go to transition to the second, realize you missed it, you come back, you shoot, you go, oh, I missed it again. You end up going back and forth. That wastes a lot of time. So raise up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Excuse me. And hopefully you've cleared the table at that point. If you get to about your 5th pin or your 6th pin and you realize you left one, go ahead and perform a magazine change. So, excuse me, drop your magazine, get a fresh mag off the table, insert it, and go ahead and go back out and finish the rest of the table. At this point you'll have 7 rounds in the gun, 6 in the mag, 1 in the chamber. The reason I say to go ahead and put a new magazine in there is because you have 1 pin left because you're on your 6th pin, and you left 1 laying on the ground. So you're gonna have to do a magazine change anyway. If you go ahead and shoot that 6th bullet, your gun's gonna be at slide lock. So your next magazine change, because now you have at least 1 pin out there, the one you missed or is laying on the table, assuming you got the 6th. So you have to get another bullet in there, seat your new magazine, rack the slide, and then shoot. If you can avoid this second maneuver right there from slide lock, it's going to speed you up. Then all you have to do is put a mag in and shoot. But if you have to put a mag in and clear and rack the slide, that's more time, and time you can lose by fractions of a second. So now let's talk about reloads. In most cases you can take as many mags as you want. I recommend taking more than you think you're going to need because you never want to run out of ammo, and that can happen. So on the reloads, set your magazines on the table. I'm right-handed, so I'm going to reload with my left hand. Set them on the table at an angle so that you can come down on it, pick the magazine up like your arm. Your arm has got a natural bend to it. You don't want to do them like this, lay them on their side. That's more room to, or more working to fiddle around with it. So angle them like your arm is. Stand them up, space them out. Get them too close, go to grab one, you're gonna knock them over off the ground, or off the table rather. So space them out like so. And then when you do your magazine change, it's just simple as that. So there's my tips for shooting bowling pins. Please subscribe, like the video, and share it if you found it interesting, and stay tuned for more tips. Thanks.